This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 62 and verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace, day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, Yahweh, keep not silence. Shalom, Kohaloyam, Wahwa, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors are definitely due unto the venerable apostles of the great millstone, along with the bishops and elders who rule well through the Spirit. Salutations, peace, and blessings to the by after Wadah, that is the house of David, the elect. I'm Shamar Ahmath, back with another video, prophecy speaking. And I wanted to start with a scripture because the Lord has set up watchmen. All right, beginning with the apostles of the great millstone on down to the bishops and elders and men of great millstone doing this work sincerely and truthfully, along with us as affiliates. You know, the groups like the DTA, the Men of Valor, and other men which are preaching the same doctrine, singing a new song. In Jerusalem, all right, being a people before places, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, okay, you are Jerusalem, all right, as well as our people who are mingled among the heathen, who may look like the heathen nations, the speckled birds, the Israelite foreigners. But the Lord set up watchmen who were never going to hold their peace day nor night, okay, so, and not keep silence, all right. And the men of the Lord are constantly uploading videos. Us as the hopeful elect, the men who are doing the work out on the highways and hedges, they'll constantly upload videos day and night. All right, where I am right now in FEMA region number 4, okay, more specifically South Carolina. All right, it's 2:41 a.m. And I was awake through the Spirit, which, you know, we're in the middle of a Shabbat too. But it's 2:41 a.m. on November 1st, 2022. Okay, the year of Yahweh Shem Yahshua turning up. And I seen this article off of Wyon News. Okay, and it says Ukraine hit by water power cuts. Russia's revenge missile strikes capital Kyiv. All right. So Russia, the Russian bear, okay, aka Gog and Magog, according to the scriptures, all right, is turning it up, man. And it's because the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahshua has put a spirit on Vladimir Putin, okay, to go into the Ukraine, all right, which ultimately the Ukraine will be a part of this alliance, you know, and will go back to Russia pursuant to Ezekiel the 38th chapter. All right. Same with the Crimea, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Okay, all those old Soviet satellites, you know, they're gonna come back and link up with Russia, and Russia's gonna turn into that superpower again. That old USSR spirit is being resurrected. You know, again, all that's in Ezekiel the 38th chapter. But this war is escalating, okay? As many of our people over here, you know, last night were out worshiping Satan, you know, with this Halloween madness. Okay, this is what's going on, you know, in Russia. All right, I think there's a video. I thought there was a video, and I'm not seeing it. Let's see. There was a video. Let's just go to the app. Yeah, there it is. All right. Play a little bit of this. If I can get it to play.
The war in Ukraine is in its 9th month. The war has seen many phases where Russian troops had the upper hand, and there have been points where the Ukrainians forced the invading troops to retreat. But right now, the war is taking a new turn, with the capital city Kiev running out of water. These are visuals from the Ukrainian capital, residents queuing up for water. Russian strikes have knocked out water and power supplies. The strikes left some 80% of Kiev without water. Though Kiev's mayor is hopeful that this is temporary and the water supplies will resume soon, but many still have opted to get water from wells across Kiev. Hundreds lined up, often for more than an hour, to pump water by hand from wells to fill plastic bottles and cans.
You have imagined that your life will change in incorrect way. For example, you have not water, you are afraid that you will not have a gas, that you will have not light, for example, because a half of Kiev now without light and water. And how do you understand how it will impact your life?
Впливає на життя наше, на денне життя. Так, це дуже незручно. Але якщо правда, це не є проблемою. Проблема в тому, що у нас війна. Це єдина зараз проблема. І все.
Викликів команда в нас дуже добре адаптується, тому нам немає. Нам навпаки цікаво, тому що у нас не було такого досвіду. А так ми будемо мати ще такий успішний кейс, тому нас вже нічого не злякає.
Massive barrage of Russian cruise missile and drone strikes hit critical infrastructure in Kiev, Kharkiv, and other Ukrainian cities. The targeted missile strikes systematically knocked out water and power supplies. Now, Kiev says Russian missiles and drones hit 10 Ukrainian regions and damaged 18 sites, mostly energy facilities. Ukraine's Air Force asserts it has managed to shoot down 44 of more than 50 cruise missiles that Russia launched. This is in apparent retaliation for what Moscow alleged was a Ukrainian attack on its Black Sea fleet in Crimea. Now, large parts of the country are already experiencing rolling power cuts as a result. Explosions and air raid sirens were heard in Kiev early Monday following power outages caused by Russian strikes, but some residents in Kiev say they're not afraid.
Що це вони роблять? Можливо, хочуть нас залякати. Я думаю, що хочуть нас залякати.
Дуже чутно було, був такий свист, то явно щось летіло, і потім були зриви, ми всі.
Цього ранку ми всі прокинулися від вибухів. Потужні були вибухи. 8-10 вибухів приблизно було.
Last month, Ukrainians stunned Moscow by reclaiming many territories emboldened by battlefield.
Let's pause this for a second and get some scriptures. Ultimately, Russia, I keep referencing Ezekiel 30, the 38th chapter, is going to lead an assembly of great nations against Babylon the Great. All right. And these arrows that they're firing on Ukraine right now, they're going to be firing on Babylon the Great. And ultimately, it's the Lord, the one these people are ignorantly referring to as God, all right, whose name is Yahweh in the Paleo-Hebrew tongue. Ultimately, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, is going to send these missiles to Babylon. All right, the final plague is going to, destroy this place. All right. It's all coming from Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai. Remember, he controls the hearts of these kings, man, or the minds of these kings, pursuant to Proverbs 21st chapter, 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, in Asia. All right, woe meaning destruction, misery, sorrow. All right. Woe be unto thee, Egypt. in Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. Yeah, man. Hey, America, your destruction is at hand. You know, you're all status quo right now. You've got all these wicked, holidays you're getting ready to celebrate. You got your NFL, your NBA. All your sports, your bread and circus, but you're totally unaware that your destruction is at hand. It's going to come upon you as a thief in the night. That's what the scripture says. That's how Yahushua is coming back, as a thief, man. The day of the Lord is coming as a thief. All right, you're gonna be caught totally unawares, man. All right, the only ones who know what time it is, pursuant to biblical prophecy, are the lambs of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and the watchmen, first and foremost. All right, the men of the Lord, the 144,000 servants and prophets. All right, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? Verse 4, a fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? These are rhetorical questions the prophet is asking with obvious answers. Okay, in other words, nobody can turn back the sword that's sent upon you. No one can quench this fire that's coming. Okay, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man, verse 6, drive away an hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it hath begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. The mighty Lord, verse 8, and this is the point, sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? Okay? So, coming on down, to verse 13, it says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. Who's the right hand of Yahweh? That's Yahushua. It says his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot unto the ends of the world. Okay? You got Israelite teachers, and elders even, so-called, who don't believe in these missiles, don't believe in intercontinental ballistic missiles. All right, well, what kind of arrow do you know that can be shot into the ends of the world? All right, these are talking about the missiles, man, the nukes. All right. Behold, the plagues are sent, verse 14. It shall not return again until they come upon the earth. So, it's the Most High that's bringing about this third woe, which is coming quickly, pursuant to Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. Matter of fact, that's enough on this one. There's an article I saw. Yeah. Off of War News 24/7. And this is actually several days old now. This is from the 29th of October. So, what is that, 3 days ago now? 4 days ago, excuse me. The first video of a swarm of Russian drones covering the sky in Kiev is shocking, knocking out 42% of Ukraine's energy infrastructure and 90% of RES. Right. The coordinated Russian operation to destroy Ukraine's energy infrastructure continues with already devastating results. In the last 72 hours, Russia has launched multiple large-scale attacks, while a video confirms Russian saturation attacks. It is the first video showing swarming with Iranian Shahed 136 drones against targets in the Kiev region. The video is shocking. Drones have covered the skies over the Ukrainian capital. Yeah, Iran is a huge player, man. And you've seen these Amalekites, these Jewish international bankers, the Zechariah 9 and 6ers, use the Western media, primarily over here in America, to demonize Iran for years, and the demonization of Iran stems from the fact that they didn't want a Rothschild controlled central bank. Okay, but Iran has been vilified in the media and mocked, but Iran has a very formidable army and a lot of technology, and also has a buckler in Russia. It's like a guard. Okay. Again, Ezekiel 38 chapter. Matter of fact, we'll have to just go to it. Let's hold this. It says that Russia would be a guard unto these nations, and how he's, Iran is a vast country, and Russia is a gigantic landmass, and Iran, sits on the, what is that, the, I guess the southwestern border. It borders Russia, anyway. Ezekiel chapter 38. In verse 3, and say, Thus saith the Lord, Most High Power Yahweh, Behold, I'm against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. So when we talk about Vladimir Putin coming against America, we're not bigging him up. We're not cheerleading for him. The Lord is against him, and so are we. He's just using these people. He's using these men, okay, to do a work, to do his work, okay. And I will turn thee back, verse 4, and put hooks into thy jaws. And I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Yeah, he's gonna put hooks into the jaws of Gog and Magog. All right. And this is going into, ultimately these horses and horsemen and armor and bucklers and shields and swords, that's ultimately going into, obviously, the weaponry, and the swords going into the nukes. Okay. Verse 5, Persia, which, modern day Iran. Okay. Ethiopia and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands. Okay. Turkey. Okay. The house of Togomar of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. And this is the point. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou, verse 7, and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Russia is acting as a guard to Iran. Not only Iran, but as you see, Libya, Ethiopia, even Venezuela. They've got S-400, S-500 missile defense systems in all these countries, Syria. Okay. So Russia is going to lead the charge, man. Okay. And again, all those satellite states, all right, are gonna be brought forth, man. All right, with Russia, that old USSR spirit again being resurrected in these last days. All right. See, did I finish that verse? Yeah. Russia's ongoing attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure have been so methodical and destructive that U.S. officials say they are being directed by electrical experts who know exactly which targets will cause maximum damage to Ukraine's grid. The geographical coverage of the bombings is wide. It is now estimated that 42% of Ukraine's energy infrastructure has been destroyed, along with 90% of wind power installations and 40 to 50% of solar power installations. Now, if you listen to the mainstream media goons again over here in America, you would think that Ukraine is sitting pretty right now, is doing okay, is holding their own. No, man, Russia's, Russia again is being methodical in how they're just taking Ukraine down. All right. On October 27, Ukrainian military and energy infrastructure facilities were again attacked by Russian missiles and drones. Late at night, an alarm sounded in the Zaporov, Vinnytsia, Kiev. You can see all those cities, Odessa regions. All right. During the night attack, kamikaze drones hit facilities at the Kievskaya substation. At least one transformer was destroyed. Okay, so this is going into them taking out their electrical grid. All those names, I'm not even going to try to pronounce those. All right, this is just a 7-minute, or it's like a 7-second clip of the kamikaze swarm, so-called. All right.
Это у меня с балкона.
All right, so a lot of destruction, man. Zelensky, who's a fake JOO, by the way. He's a Zechariah 9 and 6er. Zelensky puppet, Amalekite puppet. All right. He says more than a third of the country's energy sector has been destroyed. %90 of wind power facilities destroyed. All right, so yeah, and again, a lot of people over here in the West, especially America, with this mentality that they can't go down over here, that goes into Psalms. Okay, they're sleeping on Russia. What is that? Psalm 44 and 11. No. Psalm 44. Slovakia. Their inward thought. It's like Psalm 49 and 11. Okay. Psalms chapter 49 and verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. See, there's a lot of Edomites over here, so-called white people, all right, who think America is just going to go on forever, and they don't understand how much of a powerhouse Russia really is. They don't understand how much of a powerhouse Iran is. All right, they think they can't go down, man. And their dwelling places to all generations, they call their lands after their own names. Right, America, is named after the Amerigo Vespucci. Okay. And the word America goes back to the word bitter, because this is a bitter place for you Israelites, man. All right. So you're sleeping on Russia. But Russia, again, is going to be the ringleader. Okay. Russia's going to be the ringleader, all right, in this war that's coming to America. And that's what's coming, man. You know, you guys can be out here, you know, you assholes can be out here celebrate Halloween and Thanksgiving and Saturnalia, you know, and New Year's Eve. Okay, but war's coming to you, man. All right. And that's what's in store for you. You know, your sons and daughters aren't going to grow old here. You're not going to retire. You know, I mean, when the Lord's coming back, man, he's had it with this place. He has a controversy, you know, and he's using these, you know, these entertainers and these athletes, okay, these singers, all right, primarily from the tribe of Judah, Judah being the head tribe Yahushua is from, all right, to stir up controversy over here, man. All right, it's signaling the end of your kingdom. All right, but yeah, all that's really left for you is war. But before the nukes come, you know, a whole bunch of sorrow is coming. You know, prior to the nukes coming, you know, you're gonna have famine, pestilence, which you're already seeing that, obviously. Famine and pestilence, you know, earthquakes. All right, martial law. Okay, foreign troops on your soil, FEMA camps, all part of Jacob's trouble. Culmination of it all is nuclear destruction. All right, let's go to Jeremiah 50. And there's so many places you can go. Isaiah 13, you know, goes into the Medes, all right, Russia, you know, coming against Babylon. Anyway, Russia is going to be a part of that assembly of great nations. There's the leader up. All right. Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon. So see who's behind all this? The Lord. The Lord's the one who's doing this. He said he mustered to host the battle. For lo, I'll raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. We just read about arrows in 2 Ezra 16. All right. Again, the intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay. And this is Salakia, very impromptu. It just was on my spirit because I was up and you know, we're always supposed to be watching. The men of the Lord are watching, you know. Isaiah chapter 13. Just going to get right to the point. Oh, you know what? Slip of the tongue. Because I said, oh no, I was right. Salaki, I was right. Isaiah the 13th chapter, yeah. Let's just get right to the point, and I'll wrap this up. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, right? The Medes, Russia, okay? GOG and MAGOG, right? Which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. All right, let's keep going at verse 18. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Okay, so, all right, their eyes shall not spare children. So like, okay, so children, men, women, and children, okay, are going to be destroyed, man. That's the God of the Bible, man. That's the God of the Bible saying this. Verse 19, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, modern day Chaldees being these so-called JOOS, small hats. All right, America was their crown jewel. Okay, but America's getting ready to be burned. All right, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their foals there. Yeah, you damn Arabs opening up your damn liquor stores and your damn convenience stores. No more you Elamites opening up your gas stations, hotels. Ain't nobody gonna dwell over here. I mean, and you heathen, you better get out of Babylon, or you're gonna go down with her. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, verse 21, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged, right? America's time is near to come, man. And the Most High ain't going to prolong your days. America's, again, marked for destruction. Okay? And nothing anybody out here says, okay, in your government, okay, can stop it. All right? It won't be stopped again because it's all of the Lord. So anyway, just a quick, prophecy update. World War III, Lord willing, I don't want to result you edified. Repent, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Shalom.